Your favorite couples here so easily accessible. Grab your headphones, hit play, turn up the decibels. Master of the pod like a young Skywalker. Shout out to homie Yoda, cause great are we talkers. The crew is firm, so it's love to AZ. You signed the Tempe. Scorch the competition simply. Sure to get you high like some true West Coasters. Look at the flick of the wrist. One guard named Leviosa. LA is always sunny. Comic-Con with honeys. Pokemon and Dunny. Sneaker hype, he's taking money. And Rachel rolls her eyes and see Lee made it funny. Time flies and now my flux capacitor is running. You not rocking with us, you like a muggle wizard, see. Just stupefy yourself with the wave of wizardry. Like Mario standing still and the left's a moving screen. A world full of nerds, but only two nerdly. All we don't show you ever heard, you see. It will be a drum like an infectious beat. We complete they like when the short and long hair meet. Cause we the nerdlies, the nerdly. All we don't show you ever heard, you see. It will be a drum like an infectious beat. We complete they like when the short and long hair meet. Cause we the nerdlies, the nerdly.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Nerdlies. I am Chris.
I'm Mitchell. Hello.
Hi, I decided to drink some water as I did the intro. Sometimes you gotta hydrate at the most inappropriate times. Hi everybody, how have you been? Hopefully you guys have been doing good. I've been away about a month or so since we basically haven't recorded since after WandaVision ended. Lot of stuff has happened so far.
Have you not talked about Falcon at all?
No, we haven't done an episode about Falcon and Winter Soldier at all yet. And there's a bunch of trailers and stuff like that. So we're going to go through a couple of the trailers first before we hit Falcon and Winter Soldier. But so you know, once we get to Falcon and Winter Soldier, it is, spoiler alert, for up to episode 4. Just in case you guys aren't caught up or you don't feel like listen to that part. Once we get to it, that's going to be up to episode 4. But yeah, tons of trailers out recently. And some of the, obviously a ton of Marvel ones, but one of the first ones I wanted to talk about was the Space Jam trailer finally came out for LeBron James's new Space Jam. What did you think of it?
I didn't care for it. I'll just put it that way, I guess. I don't know. It's one of those things that's like, I had mine, and I'm probably not going to like the new one.
Yeah. Because,
like, the old one has a special place in my heart, and, like, it looked a certain way, and this does not look at all like that. And, yeah, it's really weird.
It's very, very different. Yeah. I think it's...
And a lot of people are comparing it to, like, Ready Player One in a lot of aspects because it does kind of have that feel in a way.
But then again, the old Space Jam also had that thing where it's like it's referencing all of the old Looney Tunes and that's it. But now that you were living in this world of like conglomerate rights, such WB has such a bigger reach. It makes sense that's how it is. But yeah, I think because it's Iron Giant too, since it's so prominent, people are like so readily like, okay, this is Ready Player One.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, I kind of feel kind of in the middle about it. I was excited because it does seem fun, and I generally enjoy LeBron James, and like, I kind of want to see what they're going to do with it. But it does look a little bit generic in a certain way because of like the 3D, I guess. I do find it interesting, all of the kind of controversy surrounding the movie, or like it was kind of like fan-filled weird controversy stuff, because the whole Pepe Le Pew thing kind of took off, and it was like when I saw that trending on Twitter or whatever, I'm like, why would anyone be talking about Pepe Le Pew right now?
Yeah, it's just it was a weird choice that they made. I'm still kind of on the fence as to how I feel about it, but like, it is kind of like, it seems like they were going to handle it well, and then they just chickened out and weren't going to do it.
But then again, it's like I don't know where for me, I'm like, where is the real complaint about it when you haven't seen Pepe Le Pew in 60 something years and stuff like that? And it's like, I don't know anyone. I mean, I'm sure somebody says that Pepe Le Pew was like their favorite cartoon, but I don't know if like that story didn't come out that I would have even noticed that he wasn't in the movie. Right? Like,
well, and I think what a lot of people were saying too is that like there was a whole side story that like it wasn't just that people were mad that they took him out of the movie. It was like the context, because it was like the way he was going to be in it was going to be with this actress. I can't remember which actress they said it was going to be with, but it was basically going to be like he was going to be like making inappropriate like advances toward her, and she was going to like punch him in the face or like do something where he like gets thrown across the room or something. And so like a lot of people were saying like, yeah, like why didn't you do that? Like why didn't you actually like because, and it's like, and so like, so I think for what I heard, like people were more upset that they were gonna, like I said, they were gonna handle it in a kind of cool way with a cool person, and then they took it away.
Interesting.
So it was more of like it's almost like what WB was like, it was just not even like have this in there at all.
But then like people like co-opted that message and was like, oh, Pepe Le Pew is like deemed offensive and is canceled, and it's like that's not what it was. That's not what it was.
No, and that's exactly what they were saying. Like either way, they were gonna like, they were gonna like,
subvert the way that character is, or whatever.
So I think, so it was like some people were mad that he wasn't going to be in there. Some people were mad that he was going to be in there. Like, it's all like, it's just dumb. It's just really dumb. It's somewhere in the middle, right? Like, it's like, okay, cool, or sad that character that you liked when you were a kid isn't going to be in the movie. But then again, like, have you been clamoring to see Pepe Le Pew in any, like, I'm clamoring to see Bugs Bunny, Lola Bunny, who was a big part of Space Jam, the first one, and like Taz. Those are like the three characters I loved from Looney Tunes, and maybe it's gonna be bad. I like the Coyote and the Roadrunner. Like those are the characters I want to see. And then they had the freaking Granny, which I love too, in the trailer. So I'm like, that's cool. And then there was all the weird stuff about Lola Bunny, and people are just weird. Yeah. Well, it was like the same shit about like She-Ra. Like when the new She-Ra came out, they're like, we shouldn't have big titties anymore. It's like, grow the fuck up. Like you're a goddamn adult, and like there is so much media right now that is big titty ladies. Like go look at that shit. Go look up Lola Bunny fan fiction. You will have content till your eyes cannot see straight anymore. Go look at that shit. Like, you don't need a fucking cartoon to give you that. Like,
that's true.
Seriously.
I agree.
Seriously, it's like, there's literally so much for you. There is so much for you. Let this be a kid's movie, and can we just not have, like a fucking, like, Jessica Rabbit looking ass actual rabbit, like, for guys to fap to? Like, and I don't and the funny fucking thing care is, like, about your, like, stupid furry feelings. Go do that somewhere else.
Well, no, you know what's funny is that like the controversial like picture of Lola Bunny that people keep like putting out there is like a fan version of Lola Bunny. It's not the version that was in the movie.
Yeah.
Like she's she is a little bit sexualized in the first movie. She's very flirty with Bugs and stuff like that, but she's not like a bombshell like Jessica Rabbit was in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Let's not pretend that she was drawn in that way. Like that, they didn't take much away from her. They give her actual basketball clothes. It's more realistic.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's a ridiculous thing, but I don't know. I'm excited to see it just because it is on HBO Max or whatever. It's going to be free, so it's like there's no like consequences at all for me watching it on HBO Max because it's not gonna be cost me anything because we already have HBO Max.
No risk.
No risk at all. So we'll see how it goes, how Space Jam goes. I'm generally a fan of LeBron James and all that stuff. I just wanna see a fun movie. So whatever. We have the old Space Jam. It's fine. But yeah, so I did want to move into some Marvel stuff. Because obviously we had a ton of trailers come out this last couple weeks, and we haven't really talked about them yet. One of the shows that you were most interested in when everything came out was Loki. and they dropped another trailer before they're officially going to be launching on June 11th, I think you said. What do you think of the trailer?
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting. Like I was saying before, I think I had mentioned it before on one of the other podcasts that I'm excited to see this dynamic between Owen Wilson and him.
Yeah.
Just because like it seems like he's gonna mix like comedy and drama in a way, and like I know that he has been doing more drama lately. I just haven't seen any of it. But yeah, I'm just excited and I'm excited to see their chemistry because it already just kind of seems like they had a lot of fun together.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, they both seem like they're both like comedy people and serious people at the same time. So,
yeah.
I'm excited.
I think it's an interesting thing because we were talking about this, and I'm not gonna lie, this is our second take of this part of the podcast because our recording ran out, and I just want to let you guys know that full responsibility. So we have to re go through what we talked about. But I will say that what I was saying before was the duos in the Marvel series so far have been fantastic. Seeing Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany work together, incredible chemistry. So far, Falcon and Winter Soldier with Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie, incredible, fantastic acting, really work well together. So just seeing the previews of Loki with Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston, like I have no doubts they're gonna have a lot of fun together. You were talking about something about the visuals of the trailer. What was it?
I was saying that it didn't even dawn on me, but my friend Cynthia sent me this like meme / picture thing that Dragon Con tweeted out, I think, where they were like something to the effect of, "Oh, we're gone 1 year," and like the Time Bureau sets up shop in our lobby. Like, what is this or whatever? And so it's showing that like it is actually I think it's the Marriott.
Yeah, I believe so.
Lobby. But yeah, it's from that they used for the Dragon Con convention. Dragon Con is like 5 different hotels, but that is like the main like
the iconic
kind
lobby,
of party area, I guess. I mean, it's all a big party. Let's just be honest. The entire thing is just a big party. It's a big nerd crazy orgy shit. Like it's nuts. I'm not joking. It's crazy. And like so much alcohol. Like I've like, holy shit. They just like, they know, like they're like, all these people just want to get fucking hammered. Yeah. So they literally set up like these extra bars, like
yeah, you were telling me about that.
In the lobby, like just anywhere, literally anywhere there's like a space that could have some tables set up. They have tables set up with booze. It's nuts. But yeah, I just thought that was really funny, and it's I don't know, it just evokes such a like Vertigo kind of feeling that it makes a lot of sense that they used it as this like Time Bureau or whatever, because it goes on forever.
Yeah, and it's really cool, and it got a kind of a great nod to fans, I think, because obviously the fans all attend Dragon Con, they all know that area, and they shoot in Atlanta, so it totally makes sense. Like Marvel is big in Atlanta, in as like locations or whatever, so it totally makes sense that they use that in the thing. You were also noting something about the variant thing on the back of Loki's suit, which is like a kind of an homage to comic books as well, because of all the variant edition comic book covers and all that stuff. So Marvel's been really good about hiding those inside of all of the TV series and stuff like that. Excited for Loki. June, it can't come soon enough for that. I think that would be very exciting to see what that show does. Another trailer that came out was Black Widow. Black Widow was supposed to come out early on in the pandemic. Obviously got canceled. They might have reworked stuff. So I don't know if they did any reshoots or anything like that, but they are now releasing it July 9th in theaters and on Disney Plus. What did you think of that trailer? I forget whether you were as hyped as I was about it, which
about Black Widow?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think I was.
Yeah, so you're more of a you were saying and we just recorded this, so we're gonna redo it real quick. You were saying you're more into sci-fi stuff, so that's why you're not as hyped about it.
Yeah, like I said, I think because I forget if they announced. I thought they announced a Black Widow movie like almost around the same time that they announced the Captain Marvel.
Possibly, yeah. I can't remember when they announced Captain Marvel or whatever, but I just kind of remember being excited for that and being like, "Oh, that's awesome!" Because it's like their first like female-led movie, and I think we got Captain Marvel, and I loved that movie so much, and like it really like I thought it was really awesome, like girl power kind of movie, and so now with all this other stuff, like with her story, like it's still cool, but like it's more like I don't know. I just enjoyed like the Carol Danvers like journey, and I feel like I've already seen this kind of thing before with like her backstory and stuff, and the whole like ballerina Russian spy thing. I've seen it several times. So I don't know. And we were just kind of talking about how like you like spy movies a lot more than I do, and I feel like that's kind of what this is. So I think you're definitely more hyped about it than I am. But I mean, I'm still intrigued to see what it's all about, but like I haven't been chomping at the bit for it. And I'm a huge James Bond fan. There's no doubt about that. And it's something about like Cold War-ish espionage. And obviously, I mean, history seems to repeat itself because the Russians still now are a little bit odd with the espionage stuff, and that stuff is coming back around and being more relevant again. But yeah, like back in the day, that was like the whole thing about James Bond was him and the UK being in the Cold War against KGB and all that type of stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how that fills in with this thing, and the action sequences just look amazing. Taskmaster looks great. Rachel Weisz looks fantastic. David Harbour, I just enjoy generally as a person. So I'm excited about it. I think I would have been way more hyped had it been released last year. Mm-hmm. But again, I'll still do it because I'm a Marvel fan through and through. That's just how I'm going to be. And I'm curious most of how it's going to fit within the timeline, because we've seen how much weirdness there is in the timeline now because of Loki and Wanda. So we'll see how it fits within the thing. Because the big thing about the Loki trailer was that there is one image of her basically sitting in Vormir, or what is leading fans to think that, at least. It's this back shot with the purple and all that stuff. So you think it's Black Widow in the Loki show. So I don't know how that's going to play into this and how Black Widow fits, but I'm excited to see how it all goes. And even if it's just a singular story, and I think, sometimes as fans, we, especially now that we've seen WandaVision, like we saw how fans kind of extrapolate things so much to what it means to the world of the cinematic universe, right? Like I kind of get excited sometimes now more for the movies that are very singular and are very character focused. So if this is at least just that, I'm fine with it. I don't need it to have major ramifications for the Marvel universe. Just like I don't really need Falcon the Winter Soldier to have major ramifications. I want to know more about Falcon. I want to know more about Bucky. Like that's what I'm here for. If it gives me that stuff, that's a bonus, So I think it'll be really interesting. Going to the other side of things, because obviously we are a equal and balanced podcast. Obviously the Suicide Squad second trailer came out. What did you think of that?
It looks really fun.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited for it. It just looks like super goofy, and like I don't know, man, like and I really am not like a huge John Cena fan, but like,
oh yeah,
motherfucker, that fucking line about eating dicks. If you haven't seen it, just go watch the trailer right now, because
you have
fucking
to.
Amazing. But I just like I couldn't handle it.
We had to like pause had to pause the trailer when it came out because you had a laughing fit that I've not seen in a very long time because that line surprised you so much that
it was just the delivery was perfect. It's just like no hesitation. Like it's weird because it kind of almost reminds me of Drax in a way. You know? Like,
a little bit.
The matter of factness of like I would eat. What does he? I don't remember what he says.
He says something like
I will eat all of the dicks, all of them, or something like that. Like it's just ridiculous.
Oh my god! It's like a super. I mean, he's supposed to be a super hyped up, amped up version of like a Captain America stereotype sort of character. So it's very, very funny to hear him deliver that line. And like we said with the castings and stuff like that, this cast looks like they're having a lot of fun together, which is kind of what you want. Not everyone knows about any of these, like most of these characters, right? Like people know about King Shark now that it's been in a bunch of other stuff. Like it's been in the animated series with Harley Quinn. It's been in, I believe they had King Shark in some of the CW stuff, right?
I'm pretty sure it's in Batman at some point.
Yeah. So that's a kind of like a cult character. But now like you get like Polka Dot Man and Weasel and like it's gonna be so just. It's Ratcatcher. Like what are these characters? They can do just so much with them. Like ridiculous. It's gonna be so cool to see how they all interact. And I mean, James Gunn, he is such a lightning rod for talent. Like everyone wants to work with him right now. And he's like the hot dude, which is why he was able to, because of the issue with Marvel at the time, he was able to jump. And DC was like, yes, we will take you. We need artists like this for our universe. So come on over.
I mean, I just like, so like, I don't know how many people know like where James Gunn started.
Yeah.
But when I was, I think it was like second or third year of college, my friend Kyle introduced me to this guy, Shane. And he had a really close friend who was an actor. And one day he like invited us to like go hang out with him. And so we went to this like his house or whatever. And he goes, hey, do you guys want to see this awful movie that I just did? I just literally did this to make money.
Of course. I mean,
no hesitation. It was just like, this is a piece of shit. Do you want to see it? And I was kind of like, well, he was like, and I was like, well, what is it? And he's like, it's a zombie movie. And I was like, I don't like zombie movies. And he just goes, honey, it's not scary. He's like, it is the stupidest piece of shit you've ever seen. He's like, the gore is atrocious. And it was a trauma movie.
Yeah.
And I never heard of trauma movies. And apparently, like, they've been around since like the 80s or some shit. And like, this is this one dude who James Gunn actually put in Guardians of the Galaxy. Yep. As one of the inmates, the head of the Trauma Studios, which I can't remember his name at the moment, but so this was a trauma film that he was in, and this guy is like literally, I think he puts himself in every single trauma movie. He's just like, I want to be in these movies and stuff, and so I think it was called Zombieguddon, this movie. And it was awful, and it was not scary. It was the stupidest piece of shit. It was really dumb. And like the gore was just so awful and fake, and like just nope, like you literally could not be scared of this movie unless you were like 2 years old or some shit. But one of the trailers that ran like before the movie started was James Gunn's movie with his wife at the time, Jenna Fisher.
Yeah.
And that was a trauma movie, and like so literally like I think the first like I don't know however many movies he did were for Trauma Studios. And so it's so interesting to me that like that's how I first saw him was like at the beginning of this DVD that my friend showed me for this awful like B movie, and then to see that this is what he does now, it's just like it's so crazy. It makes sense because he was always like really creative, and like I remember seeing the preview, and it was just a comedy like movie about them being like homeless or something like that, or he was homeless, I can't remember, but like just crazy to go from like those kinds of beginnings and then to now like just go pew, like,
now he is like the go-to like quirky team up movie guy.
It's
like
crazy.
It's incredible. But yeah, I think, the trailer looked good. King Shark looks hilarious. Like, John Cena looks funny. I mean, we already know what Margot Robbie can do as Harley Quinn. I'm really excited to see Idris. I miss having Will Smith in there because I liked his character in the first one, but hopefully it didn't just like kill him off or whatever in the for the story. I'm hoping he at some point can come back or something like that, because it would be fun to see him in with the group, because I think the group is really, really fun. But yeah, I have no doubts that that's going to be a fun ass movie to come out for DC. I don't have any qualms saying that that's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Well, going to what do I want to go to this? Like, this is a terrible transition. Well, because it's a person that we've always enjoyed, that passed away this last couple weeks, Jessica Walter.
Yes.
Who was an amazing actress. I can't, amazing comedy figure. I don't want to not give her love on the show, because she was in some of our favorite things, Arrested Development, Archer. She was, way more roles than those, but those are the two that come to our minds, or my mind, for at first.
Yeah. We've just been such huge like Arrested Development fans, and like, yeah, and she's amazing in Archer. She's almost the same character, but it's still brilliant, and she's just so good at being like a fucking sassy ass older lady, and like just sometimes filthy and just amazing, and I love her to death. And like, there's something so great in the fearlessness of that, especially like, because a lot of older women are kind of viewed as being like stuffy and like, like, oh, I don't talk about that kind of stuff. Like, but she's just like, oh, fuck it, like her and Betty White. Are like,
yeah, exactly.
Fucking OG bitches. I'm like, hell yeah, I want to be like that when I grow up. Like, seriously, I'm like, if I could look like as amazing and sound and just be as fucking epic and iconic as that woman, like, I will have done something right in my life. Like, she was just fucking classy to the end, and like, yeah, she's the fucking dope tits.
And man, like, her career, she was in TV for 6 decades, it says. Like, she passed away at 80. She was probably...
She was in the first Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah, the first TV Doctor Strange movie.
She looked fucking amazing. I was like, damn, dude. She looked like Bo Derek.
But yeah, no, I'm that's a comedy icon that passed away. And another person that just recently, like literally a day or two ago, passed away, that like... it was an artist that I've loved since I was a kid. DMX passed away. And I mean, I was listening to some of his albums like in the car the other day, and it's just like, he talked about a lot of very raw things. He was very, he contained a bunch of multitudes, and he's one of the most talented rappers of that era. Like, honestly, seeing some of the documentaries that I've seen back in the day when it was him and Jay-Z and Biggie and all that New York rap scene stuff, he was a really big shining point. And seeing him and like Jay-Z, they would used to do cypher raps and stuff like that. Then I can't remember what this documentary was called. It was something on MTV, but it was them on this tour, and they would just do this backstage, and just the talent of these two men. And I'm he's an example of like, just he couldn't get away from his demons. It's unfortunate that way. He was very raw about it. He had a lot of issues with drugs, and he talked about that on his albums. He talked about that in life, and he was one of the first rap stars, I feel like, to really break into movie roles. He was doing a bunch of like movie roles while he was rapping, and it's like, oh man, it was just a really talented guy. And he was only 50 when he passed away, just very, very young. We got lucky enough to see him and Snoop do a versus thing on Instagram, which was incredible, just to see them together and see them talk about those rap golden days and that sort of thing. I'm sad just because it's an artist that I very much enjoyed and brought something to my life at that time. And yeah, just, rest in peace to both of them. I think it's always tough to lose inspirations in your life, and everyone, is affected differently by those things. So I wanted to give them the love that they deserve because, they were influential in a lot of people's lives in different ways. Jessica Walter obviously entertained us in one way. DMX entertained us in a different way. And I will forever, every Christmas, I will play DMX doing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer because it's so fantastic that he's like
so
this like he just has this image of being one of the gruffest, most like whatever, and he was like, oh, somebody wants to hear me do Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, I'll do it. That's my favorite. I love that about him.
So good.
And if you haven't watched that, you need to actually go and look that up.
Yeah.
Him actually rapping Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
It's good.
It's
quality.
really, really funny. Yeah. So, right before we go into our deep dive into Falcon the Winter Soldier episodes 1 through 4, I did want to say that we have been a little more active on Twitch lately, twitch.tv/thenerdlies. This month in particular, all month of April, we are raising money for the Asian Mental Health Collective. As you guys all know, there is a lot of stuff going on in the AAPI community this year, and mental health is very important to the both of us. So this organization is trying to make mental health more of a priority for the Asian American community Asian American community, and has so far been some of the more underserved culturally because of just how Asian Americans and Asians treat mental health for the most part. So it's one of those things that's very important to me. I'm hoping that more people, it's become much more on the forefront of people's minds, mental health. So hopefully generations and generations are going to be more open about it, going to therapy, and hopefully therapy will become more affordable and reachable for people. And this is one of the organizations that is doing that. So if you would like to help us reach our goal and give to that charity, please find us on Twitch. I'm usually on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. We do bonus streams when Rachel has the time as well on like Fridays and Saturdays. So join us there. Also, it's fun to play games, so come hang out. And also, we redid the entire merch site. So thenerdlies.com/shop has brand new logos and t-shirts and stuff like that. We also did a collaboration with our friend Hannah. That's instagram.com/hoodie.hoarding. So make sure to check those out. It's the Simp Bait merchandise that we did with her. It's pretty fun. Those are going, half of those proceeds are going to charity. So if you buy any of that, half of that is going to AAPI stuff, and the other half is going to the Black Visions Collective. So just wanted to get that out of the way before we dive into Falcon the Winter Soldier.
I guess I'll just
go
say
ahead.
one more thing I probably should have brought up with the RIP section, but we're a big fan of Ross O'Donovan.
Yes, yeah.
And he used to be basically used to be part of Game Grumps. He's a really talented illustrator and animator, and he kind of branched out a few years ago and started streaming Twitch, and he makes a lot of really awesome Mario Maker levels.
Yeah. Some of the most iconic Mario Maker
Yeah, he's actually he just actually went back and because I don't know, this is a sidebar thing, but with this whole like 30th anniversary, or is it
35th anniversary of Mario, yeah.
They did a lot of like things for the year, but then they kind of wanted it to feel exclusive, like, not kind of like how Disney we'll just do it for like it's the 50-year anniversary the whole year. They're like, nope, it's just for this month and then we're done, or the 1 year and then we're done. So basically, as of the end of this past month, I think they got rid of like a few of the games, basically and
they stopped supporting the Wii U mostly, yeah.
And then I guess also as a part of that, they are basically deleting the server for Mario Maker 1 completely. So like literally everything that was made on there is going to be gone, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't really get that. I don't really know why they're going to do that, but I mean, I guess they're kind of like, well, everyone's doing the second one now, and maybe they need the server space. I don't know. But anyway, so he really got to start on there. And now he's making even better ones, and now he's like gotten really, really good, and a lot of people are noticing that he's actually improved a lot on his his like level making and level design and stuff like that. So he's talking about making his own game, which I'm really excited about because he's super talented. Anyway, his mother had lung cancer. She's had lung cancer for a couple of years, and then it just recently spread to her brain, and unfortunately she passed away. And she's in Australia, and he unfortunately was not able to go see her. So anyway, I'm just saying, like, I guess support him if you can, or like go check out his stuff because he's a really awesome person, and it's a really shitty time for him right now. So
yeah,
I want to send him all the positive love and awesomeness, because what a shitty time for this to happen. And like, he literally, because of what's going on in the world, like he couldn't see her.
Yeah.
And like, that's just, it's fucking terrible. And it's happened to so many people this year. And so anyway, just...
Yeah, I mean,
it
sucks.
sucks.
It sucks. It's a shitty time to lose anyone.
Yep.
Because of restrictions and all that stuff, and the restrictions are there for a purpose, obviously, but it just, it doesn't make it any easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a tough time, and all the love to him because he is a very talented person, and we hope he's doing okay. It's a tough time for these, our creators that we enjoy, because even Jack had that happen. His father passed away, Jacksepticeye, Sean
McLaughlin,
who is an incredible creator.
Him.
Yeah, like, and it's deeply affecting. And during this time, especially when you're feeling like very isolated because we have to be, it doesn't make it easy.
Yeah, I think he was saying anyone. I think he has a pretty big family. Jack does, and he was even saying like his dad is most grandparents' age, kind of like, because he was like the baby of his family, and his brothers and sisters are like in their 40s and 50s, so his dad was old. But I believe him and one of his other brothers weren't able to go back to see, to the funeral or whatever. And it's just like, I've heard this story so many times, like even happened in our family, like with Chris's family, and like, so yeah, it's just, there's so many reasons why I'm excited for when we can go back to normal, and that is one of them.
Yeah.
Just being able to grieve together,
Yeah, exactly.
It seems basic, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, no really good, easy transition from that, but
Sorry.
all the love to everybody. No, I'm not.
To bring it up.
I'm not. We had the section for a reason, and it's not. That's where it was. I'm only saying that just because we're gonna go to the next topic, but yes, definitely give love to everyone that you can, and appreciate the people that are in your lives. Yeah. So this part of the episode, we're going to be talking about Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I've been saying that for millions of years.
When we were talking earlier, when we first were recording, I kept saying Captain America instead of Captain Marvel. So, yeah.
Yeah, we corrected that. But yeah, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This is the section we're going to talk about it. So if you have not watched episodes 1 through 4 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Jesus Christ. God, how did I get cast in anything? And I'll talk about that later. How did I get cast in anything when I can't say the right words anytime? Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episodes 1 through 4. If you have not seen them, please go watch them. Then come back and listen to our thoughts. We're going to go into spoilers. Have you know that we do enjoy the show. I at least highly recommend it because it is good dissection of what Captain America is as a symbol, and it is a good dive into what Falcon and Winter Soldier are as characters. So please go check out the show. We are going to start talking about it now. So spoiler warning over. What have you been? So just as a starting off point, you were not, like we talked about before, you're not as big into spy stuff or whatever, and you still might not be, obviously.
Nope.
But going into this show, you were not that hyped. Has it exceeded your expectations of what this show could be?
I think so. Yeah, I think it. I enjoy it. I like it. I don't know. I don't love it. I don't know how to describe it. It's good. It's a good quality show, and like, I like the fact that they're doing some cool like comic storylines and stuff like that, and like putting their own spins on things, and like I think all the characters or the actors are great, and their characters are very well written. So that helps tremendously. And yeah, it's just a nice, it's a nice show. It's a fun watch. But this episode especially was hard one to take.
Absolutely.
Because because I mean, obviously we said spoilers already, but you're to me, it was, I mean, you're not redeeming Carly at all. It's still, even when Sam's having his talk with her, you're not redeeming her, but you feel a little bit more compassion for her. And then she fucking gets shot. It sucks.
Yeah.
And then I was like, God damn it. And then fucking Zemo, man.
Zemo. Oh my gosh. Well,
but also Zemo.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so
kind of love him too. I couldn't hate him that much, but I'm just God damn it, Zemo,
why? Just since we were on the topic of Zemo. How amazing that they got someone like Daniel Bruhl to come and do one movie, and now he gets to really explore this character and really expand on who Zemo is. Mm-hmm. Because we could have easily been okay, Zemo was in this movie, we're gonna can him for a little while.
I mean, he played him as such a psychopath that now to be able to kind of laugh at him is kudos to him as an actor.
Absolutely.
I was not expecting to be what the fuck? He's wow, is he so goofy now? He's such a straight goofy, fucking evil, genius
he's
kind of
and
badass
and incredible. Mm-hmm. Daniel Bruhl is so good.
Oh my God.
And
that coat though.
Oh yeah, Zemo coat. Yeah, so absolutely.
He looks like such a pimp. I love it.
Man, I will say just seeing him in that episode, the third episode, when they see him dancing. Oh my gosh! I know that it was that's such kiss. It's a chef's kiss moment for a show. My God, how did you guys think? And the fact that Marvel, in as smart as they are, they put that little snippet in, and then Daniel Bruhl goes out and says, "Oh, I shot that. They cut it down to that one little moment, but I shot a full scene of us me dancing, improvising dancing as Zemo." And everybody was like, "You have to put this out. This has to come out." And Marvel, kudos. Every rose to you, because you guys put it out on Instagram, put it out on YouTube as an hour-long cut of just Zemo vibing. And I am absolutely here for every single minute of it.
It's great. Yeah.
It's so freaking funny and so perfect for him as a character, because he has, I mean, he's a baron. He says so, as he says. He has money. He's partied before. He knows knows that life.
Yeah.
Oh, so funny.
It's great.
So good. I will go back and just say, I think the dissection so far of both of the characters of Sam and Bucky, dealing with the fallout of Captain America has been the most intriguing. I'm not gonna lie, Captain America: Winter Soldier is my favorite movie of the Marvel Universe. I think it's the tightest narrative. I think it's visually fantastic, and just everything you want out of a spy type movie and intrigue. That movie exemplifies all of those things. And Chris Evans did an incredible job being the man who's in this out of time era and realizing that things he's fighting for is not his ideals. He's fighting for a corrupt system and goes against it, right? The way that they use those themes and tie them into these two characters in this series has been incredible for me. I really love seeing how they're affected by the symbol of Captain America. And that's the crux of this whole show, is how everyone is affected by who Captain America was, who Steve Rogers was in those shoes. And to see how Sam decided that he wasn't ready to be Captain America, and then the ramifications of not being ready because someone deemed you ready, that, and it's such an indictment on what America does as a military unit, I guess. I find it really, really interesting. Did you? I think you've been enjoying some of the therapy aspects of the first couple episodes.
Yeah.
What was it about it that you enjoyed? With how they treated with Bucky's therapy and all that type of stuff.
I don't know. I like that his therapist is real with him.
Yeah.
And and she's I know, don't don't come with shit with me. And like, she just doesn't, because she's a soldier, she's been a soldier before, so she knows her shit. And I just like that she just is like, oh, come off it. Like, I don't give a fuck about like, your perceived shortcomings or whatever. Like, just fucking talk to me, like, so it's a really cool take on that. And like, it's definitely like kind of, in a way, like, I like that it's showing like a different, like, take on what a therapist is and what they can do for you.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know if they like, a lot of, not all therapy sessions, but most therapy sessions on TV and movies are like a very specific way.
Yeah.
And you think,
like, how do
like,
you feel?
And it's like the whole couch laying thing.
Yeah.
And this is like real fucking therapy, like sitting across from each other in chairs and just talking. And like, yeah, sometimes they take notes about you and shit like that. And like, that makes you go kind of like, oh, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But you get it, because they have to like, they have to note like what you've talked about and everything like that. But yeah, I just, like I said, I kind of like that, it gives another perspective on like what therapy can be, and like how it's not always, easy, and, there's sometimes you have to work at it. And so, and I just, yeah, I don't know. I like that it's like, he's obviously, Bucky has like kind of not a great relationship with it. Like, he still kind of thinks it's stupid, but at the same time, like, you can see in that moment that them sitting down, actually talking to each other, got through a lot.
Yeah, and it's working on him. It's working.
Yeah. And like I said, and it's important in this day and age to be like, to kind of, like I said, in a way, she's kind of like the come on, snap out of it. You're not too macho, do this kind of shit. You know, like, just fucking talk to each other. Like, get through it. Fucking talk to each other. Like, that's like, it's the tough love aspect to it, but I like it.
No,
sometimes they need it. Like, so there's so much like that goes with like machismo and therapy, and it just needs to be cut the fuck out, because it's like, we all need to talk about shit. Like, sorry, but we do.
That's the interesting thing, is that they do have some of those little bit of tropes with therapy is in the show, but it comes from a really real version of it. And I really love that episode where it's Sam and Bucky inside with the therapist, because obviously Sam isn't in therapy. He has been a therapist, for a counselor for people, because he works with people with PTSD, which was one of the bigger things in this last episode, him talking to Carly. But like, just seeing them talk to each other and seeing Bucky actually open up and tell him like, hey, this is why this stuff means a lot to me, why the shield means a lot to me, because Steve meant a lot to me, and he was the ideal person, and if he got you wrong, that means he got me wrong. Like, that was a very very effective line. And Sebastian Stan, oh my gosh, just all of the acting that he's been doing in this has been fantastic. And I really really liked it, like the throwback to him in Wakanda, kind of dealing with training the words out of his head, like, just that emotion, like seeing him struggle with it, and then that catharsis of like being like, I am free of it, like the words aren't going to work on me anymore. Like, that was really 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 good acting. I just love it's the one small thing that I love, and I pointed this out after this last episode, was Sam Wilson's character trait of like calling out people's physical or like tics is amazing to me. I love it so much. Him calling out Bucky's staring, and then Zemo's stupid ass head tilt, as he says, was.
I want to know if that was. I'm assuming it was scripted, but like, I just want to know like
if that was an
how much of it was scripted.
I want to know if that's an Anthony Mackie thing,
or like he just set it off the cuff, and they were like, "That's fucking brilliant. Like, let's keep that."
And Daniel Bruhl does so perfectly in that moment too. Just tilts his head right back straight. Like, I'm not doing that. Not at all. Oh, it's so good. Great. But yeah, the dissection of the symbol of Captain America is just so interesting, because you're going at it from all different aspects. You're going at it from Sam's point of view, where he doesn't want to have to live up to what Steve did, because he doesn't feel like he deserves to be like Steve. And then you have Bucky, who needs someone, needs that validation of like that Steve was right about him, and that's the reason he looks up to Captain America, and that's why he wants the symbol to survive.
Yeah.
And then you have Zemo's aspect of like, these people who are super soldiers and heroes like this hold too much power, and if they have too much power, they will be corrupted. And then you have Carly Morgenthau's version, which is like, this is the old version of what heroes should be. We are what heroes should be now. And man, let's just talk about,
and then the whole added aspect of Soldier Boy.
yes, and I was going to go with that.
Like that whole dynamic, like fuck, man.
Wyatt Russell
fucked me up.
I'm gonna give a clap for Wyatt Russell. Like,
I've seen a lot of shit being hurled at him. I think he's great.
He is brilliant.
I think he's fucking great. He like and that's the thing,
He
is
makes
like
you hate him.
you want it, like you see him in the first episode. Oh, he looks so fucking doofy, and then he is just like a fucking like asshole military jock dude, and like, you know, and yeah, it's just. Like he just plays it so
he has
genuine
a really interesting
and well,
range.
yeah.
Because you go from the person you're like, I hate it.
So I'm like,
visually.
I've met people like him. Like that's the thing, is I'm like, I know that guy. Like, yeah.
It's like it comes from like, okay, so first off, when you see him the first episode, it's like, oh shit, it's another Captain America. He doesn't look right in the suit. I hate it because of that. But then you learn more about him. It's like, oh, he has this history, blah blah. Okay, that's cool. There's heart to what he's doing. And then you start seeing the dark side about him. And the way that Wyatt Russell makes that turn as John Walker, from being like kind of an unhinged military guy who's like, I want to be Captain America, I want to have this standard, but I've been in the military and done bad things, and I've seen what not having power can do. Like, I could be saving more people if I had power. Yeah. Like that sort of aspect of it. Like he just does that so well. And that's a testament to his acting skill and like his physical presence. Because obviously in this fourth episode, they're going way after it and showing you how different he is as a Captain America, and showing you how violent he can be when he is not focusing or whatever. And man, is that just such an effective and like brutal ending of an episode.
Yeah, it was shocking. I couldn't look at it. I was like, oh, holy shit, man.
And it's like, I'm kind of surprised that, I mean, obviously more people have pointed it out now, but it's such a interesting or really cool twist on what happened with Captain America in Civil War, because Captain America in Civil War is so adamant about saving Bucky and doing by his morals, and he's beating the crap out of Iron Man, but he's fully in control that whole time. He is trying to fight to disable. He looks like he's gonna kill Tony Stark. Like the way he holds his shield up and smashes down, it looks like he's gonna kill Tony Stark, but he knows exactly what he's doing. He's doing it so that Tony Stark feels threatened, and that opens him up to break the arc reactor and disable the suit so that he can get away. Like, I have no doubts that Captain America was not going to kill Tony Stark, right? But with this, man, he literally pretty much beheads a guy with the shield, and he's standing there just intimidating with blood on the shield. And wow, is that an image? You know, it's a
it's
incredible
just that psychotic
subversion.
like numbness and stuff of like, it's so creepy, because it's like, it's like, that is what a psychopath would be doing. Like, he would just be standing there because his adrenaline is just like raging through his fucking veins. And now he's a super soldier that we just realized that he just injected himself with super soldier serum. Could they have made that like a?
It doesn't roll off the tongue.
Seriously, I'm like, how many outtakes are there of people trying to say super soldier serum like
just
real fast?
Just as many outtakes.
Just
as many outtakes of me saying Captain America and the Winter Soldier instead of Falcon and Winter Soldier. But yeah,
seriously,
he's done an incredible job so far, and kudos to the team for making him just as, you know, as unhinged as he is. Like, they're really going after it. And I know that there was like some weird criticisms about the show and about Marvel in general being like, you know, military propaganda, right? Like, there's a lot of like chatter about that being military propaganda from certain people. I'm not gonna mention who, and then just from certain like, yeah. But it's like this is the most dissected version of like we have military support, but we're gonna go after the topics that are very uncomfortable for America. Like you were gonna talk about experimenting on a black Captain America, stripping him of his accolades and putting him in jail. We're putting that in the show.
Yep.
We're not gonna shy away from that shit.
Nope.
Like he was experimented on and they stole his DNA to make more super soldier serum. And that was the goal. Like that's fucked
because
up.
he was the only one that didn't die from it.
Yeah. Like that's an incredible thing first to even pull from the comics because it is such a very like specific story. And yeah, like it's just
Very
they're really
accurate too.
And historically accurate because it's a you know something with it's an allegory for what happened with the Tuskegee Airmen and all that type of stuff. So it's very, very interesting that, or really good that Marvel is tackling these very heavy issues in this show, because you're talking about the whole disparity between certain types of people, and like even with heroes that come back and like veterans that come back, there's no support for them. Like when Sam's trying to get a home loan and all that stuff, it's like, oh, why don't you have 5 years of income? I was blipped. I was gone for 5 years, so I didn't have an income. So that's why I can't like prove that. And that there's no leeway there with the banking situation. Like just because you're an Avenger and a hero doesn't mean that you get a loan, right? Like they're really going after that stuff, and I think I really appreciate Marvel for letting these creators tell these types of stories, much like with Black Panther, and hopefully, you know, going on with Black Panther, Captain Marvel, all these little like stories that are very specific to certain communities, but also shine a light for other people who haven't been through that experience. I think that's super important. And I think, you know, they're just doing an incredible job of giving you the different perspectives and why certain ones, I guess, can be wrong or altered or like deviated, I guess is the word I'm trying to say. Yeah, I'm just so happy with the show so far, and it really captures all the things that I was like really amped for when I watch a Captain America movie and all that stuff. And like we said, the cast is just so good. Daniel Bruhl is fantastic. Anthony Mackie, fantastic. Sebastian Stan, fantastic. I can't remember her name, who plays Carly Morgenthau, but she was fantastic in Solo, and she's gotten to do so much more in this episode, or in this series. Like at first when you see her as the villain, it's just like, oh, they found this really cool actress, and they're kind of typecasting her as like the honorable villain.
Erin Kellyman, or Kellyman.
Erin Kellyman. It kind of feels like they're typecasting her, right, as like the honorable villain. But now she's like really getting to give her acting chops. We're getting to see more of the villain, which I'm really intrigued by. What did you were super excited to see the Dora Milaje show up? Yeah,
in last episode, of course. Yeah, I love them. I love, like, Black Panther is like pretty much my favorite movie. And I love them. Like I said, I was like, if I could cosplay one of them, I would, because I fucking love them. Yeah, they're like the most badass. I have a thing for bald chicks too. I think that's my. I like strong bald women. I think I need to go full bald at some point, because I like it.
That is funny.
I like it, and I want to be it, and I want to do it. Anyway, I feel very spiritually connected. But yeah, oh my god, that fucking fight scene with that
in the safe house,
Captain America. Holy shit!
Oh, they whooped his ass.
Woo-wee.
They whooped his ass.
And I loved how he was so like distraught.
Dejected,
like, oh my god, and they're not even super soldiers. Like, yeah, bitch, they're fucking warriors, motherfucker.
Oh man. And I'll just say, just so we were talking about that last episode, just seeing Sam Wilson talk to Carly Morgenthau and pretty much almost getting to her was so nice to see a hero, and that's what we loved about Chadwick Boseman as a hero too, like those deep conversations that they have, and seeing Anthony Mackie get to pull that off and see what because like he said, he used to be a counselor for soldiers with PTSD, so he has experience with that, and that was such a raw and like authentic conversation between him and the villain, which was obviously undercut by John Walker, that it just was really, really effective. I'm super intrigued by where this goes next. We still need to solve the issue with the power broker, because that's going to be a thing for the next 2 episodes. See where Sharon wraps up in that. Because my theory, I don't think that she is that. Do you think that she is the power broker? Because that's I think the thing that's is, like,
I feel like anytime every time I hear a theory, I'm like, they're not going to do that.
Yeah, because
they've shown us is that they won't do it the way we think they will. So I'm like, it's way too obvious for Marvel at this point. I'm like, they're gonna she may be working for the power broker, like that's
because that's where I think it is.
That's more or less what I think it could be, but I do not think she is the power broker.
I think she's closer in line with the power broker than she lets on. She lets on is the word I was trying to say, but I don't think she is the actual power broker. It'll be really interesting.
What if it's Red Skull? I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh, yeah, right. I don't know. I mean, I'm also thinking, like the whole thing with Nerdist, like if it's Arnim Zola, that would be really cool. I like the actor that played him in the Captain America movies, and the closest we've seen him to that like weird costume that he's been in the comics was that him on the screen in Winter Soldier. But it'd be interesting to see if it's Arnim Zola somehow. Like his data wasn't erased in that movie. He actually still exists on a data bank or whatever, becomes an AI.
That'd be insane.
Would be pretty wild, right? We'll see. We shall see. I'm excited to see the last 2 episodes. We'll see what goes on with that. I thought it was pretty fucked up that Carly called Sam's sister like that and threatened her kids.
Oh yeah, that was like that. Like that was the thing is like I was gaining a little bit of like aw for her, and then when that shit happened, I was like, oh fuck you, bitch. Like, yeah, fuck you. And then it was super fucked up that she killed his friend.
Oh, yeah,
that was super fucked up. So now I'm like, okay, yeah, you can kill her. Go ahead, Zemo, it's fine.
Yeah, right.
Give her a couple more shots.
And R.I.P. to Battlestar. It's really sad. I'm sad about it.
Yeah, I really thought they were gonna like let him have some kind of story, but
I'm a little bit like in the middle because I was talking to Cynthia, our friend we were talking to about before, and I'm a little bit hopeful that somehow he only took like half the serum, and somehow he'll inject Battlestar with half the serum, and like it'll heal him somehow, and they'll be able to he'll be alive.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
yeah,
it does suck that
I'm like don't know like how the serum would work in that way. But
yeah, I don't know.
It's possible. But yeah, I guess she was saying it's possible that like maybe he's just like faking it or something, or I don't know. But like, I mean, it looked pretty legit that he broke his neck or some shit.
It did.
But yeah.
Well, that's the only thing. I think he did either die or is like in a coma or whatever, and then maybe they'd use it to try to revive him. I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of. Yeah. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he is just dead. Yeah. It just sucks that he is, because it seemed like a interesting character to explore as well.
But I definitely think that John Walker must have more. Like he must have kept he must have not injected his the whole thing.
The whole thing, maybe.
That's my guess, or he picked up an extra one or something like that. But I feel like there's something else, there has to be, because then what else is? I mean, obviously the power broker's just pissed that he's not going to get his serum or whatever. So that's the problem that they have with him. But I would also assume that maybe he's going to find out about more.
Yeah, we'll see.
So
we'll see how it goes. It's going to be very, very interesting next 2 episodes. We'll probably do an episode after the series is over, because we've been kind of on a 2-week-ish rotation with the show. I might try to get our friend, a friend of ours, to be on that episode just so we chit-chat about the whole show as well. So we might have a special guest. We'll see. I've been talking to my buddy at work about it and seeing if he wants to, because he also does a podcast, and I will shout that out once we get him on the show. But yeah. Anyway, hopefully you guys have a great time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our talk about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Let us know what you guys think of the series so far and any thoughts you have on it. I would love to hear them, because I just love this stuff. So please message me. I would love to talk to you about it. But yeah, anything else you wanna tell the people before we go for the week?
I don't think so. I think I'm good.
Yeah, take care of yourselves. Get vaccinated when you can, if you can. I know I just got my first shot. I'm going to get my second shot on the 22nd. So, Team Pfizer in the house. I don't think we talked about this in this episode. I'm Team Pfizer and Rachel is House Moderna. Not that it matters. It certainly won't ramificate itself in our relationship later. Just kidding.
I don't give a fuck.
But yes, go get yourself vaccinated. Hopefully we're looking better in numbers in the future. And oh my God, Avengers Campus is opening June 4th, and that would be the only reason I would go back to Disneyland like immediately. We'll see. We'll see though. We'll see how the numbers are in June. Hopefully it's better, and hopefully I'm able to get into the park and all this stuff. But yeah. Anyway, go forth and be nerdly. We will talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Have a good week.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of the Nerdlies podcast. If you like what you heard, please leave us a review, subscribe, rate this podcast on Apple Podcasts or Stitcher. It definitely helps us with the algorithm and everything. Share it out to your friends if you'd like. If you want to follow us for more, we also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/thenerdlies. We are streaming almost 3 days a week on twitch.tv/thenerdlies. And you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all at the Nerdlies username. So that's THENERDLYS. Rachel can be found at Lady Raygun on Twitter and Instagram, LADYRAEGUN. She also has a Patreon, patreon.com/LADYRAEGUN. Thank you so much for supporting us all this time, and we'll see you soon. Go forth and be nerdly. Bye.
Who are we? Don't be sure you ever heard you see. It will be in your eardrum like an infectious beat. We complete. They like when the short and long hear me. Cause we the nerdlies, the nerdy. Who are we? Don't be sure you ever heard you see. It will be in your eardrum like an infectious beat. We complete. They like when the short and long hear me. Cause we the nerdlies, the nerdlies.